What's up, everybody? Today we got something different. We got an unboxing of the 2020 Deluxe Edition Paul McCartney Flaming Pie. Welcome everybody, Kyle here, and like I said, we got something totally different today. We got a little music unboxing. You guys know, you follow along, you see all my t-shirts I wear and stuff. I'm an OG metalhead. I love heavy metal. We've done some Motorhead box sets and stuff like that. From time to time, we'll do some musical unboxings, and today, Flaming Pie by Paul McCartney. So, take your steps back here. You know, I cut my teeth on the Beatles and Paul McCartney. I actually knew Paul McCartney as a solo artist before I even knew the Beatles as a young kid. I got into Paul McCartney back around Flowers in the Dirt in 1989, and I've loved everything Paul McCartney related ever since. I've seen him in concert now 4 or 5 times. I'm a huge Beatles fan. I always think you appreciate music more when you start at the beginning of where things really started. Go back to the Carl Perkins and Chuck Berry and even the Johnny Cashes, and of course Waylon Jennings. You can't forget our boy Waylon Jennings. You got to start there. But Paul McCartney is one of my all-time favorite artists, and I do love these Paul McCartney box sets. I have every single one so far. We'll get into that, but I thought it'd be fun to unbox this and see what we got going on here. Now, let me grab my knife here. We're going to need that. That is for sure. Paul McCartney Flaming Pie came out in 1996. Let me set the stage. I was 16 years old. I had a lunch break, and I sprinted to the mall. Sam Goody, Musicland, same thing, but it was Musicland where I'm from. And I picked up Paul McCartney Flaming Pie on release date. I was so excited. I went to Best Buy and got all the singles. Just a simpler time back then. And I just absolutely love this Paul McCartney. It's a top Paul McCartney album for me. A lot of you maybe have not heard this one. I'm not sure. But back in 1996, this was his follow-up to the Beatles anthology, which actually got the Beatles and Paul McCartney and everything. Not that they ever fell off the radar, but made hysteria and made a lot of new fans, I guess you would say. So I had to pick this up, and let's unbox this guy, but I'll first show you the box. This is a big, heavy-duty box set. Beautiful box set. These are all beautifully done. Really love every single one of them. They're all top-notch. We don't talk a lot about investing, but every once in a while I do. These are a huge investment. These are limited edition. They're only available for a year or two. Then they're gone forever. And people pay big time money for these later on down the line. Some Jethro Tull box sets, stuff like that. They're $40 when they come out. 2 years later, you could sell those things for $180 to $200. Really crazy, the secondary market. We're primarily figure collectors, but there's a lot of music collectors out there, that is for sure. So let's open this guy up. Nice cellophane wrapping on here, protective. You want to protect the hard cardboard packaging inside, that's for sure. We'll open this guy. Ugh. This is a heavy set. There's a lot in here. I can get him unwrapped. There it is, garbage. See you later. Comes with a nice backing sheet that's on the back. I always save these, put these in the books they come with. Let's just read a little bit here. Flaming Pie Deluxe Edition, the 13th release in the Grammy Award-winning Paul McCartney Archive Collection, personally supervised by Paul McCartney. This 7-disc, 5-CD, 2-DVD, numbered limited edition Deluxe Edition features the original album, remastered at Abbey Road Studios, London. 32 bonus audio tracks across 3 CDs featuring unheard home recordings and demos, alternative studio recordings, rough mixes, B-sides, including selections from Ubu Jubu 1 through 6. That would be Paul McCartney's early 90s radio show he had. Flaming Pie at the Mill CD, Paul's hour-long tour of his studio. In the World Tonight documentary on DVD. DVD features original music videos, EPKs, interviews, performance, and behind-the-scenes material. 128-page book containing previously unpublished images by Linda McCartney, expanded album artwork from the archives, and the story behind the album, including track-by-track information, recipes, and new interviews with Paul McCartney. And then Paul always has a lot of guests on his album. And on this one, Ringo Starr guest, Jeff Lynne, Electric Light Orchestra, Traveling Wilburys fame, one of my all-time favorites, was a huge part of this, making that album so great. Steve Miller was on this album, and key album personnel, written by Chris Heath. Facsimiles, John Hamill, Studio Notebook, Club Sandwich Magazine, Flaming Pie Plectrum, envelope containing handwritten lyrics, and the Flame newspaper. Also comes with download editions. So the other ones in this award-winning collection of box sets, I guess, would be Band on the Run, McCartney, McCartney 2, Ram, Wings Over America, Venus and Mars, At the Speed of Sound, Tug of War, Pipes of Peace, Flowers in the Dirt, Wildlife, and Red Rose Speedway. Still waiting for Wings Back to the Egg, The Sleeper, the last Wings album with Paul McCartney, and my favorite Paul McCartney album. So there it is. But there's a lot in these box sets, a lot of bang for your buck. Now, these aren't just like $50. These are hundreds of dollars, these box sets. They are very, very expensive. As I said, this is limited edition. This is number 6,858, I believe, of 10,000. I don't know if the camera can pick that up down there. Get my shoulder workout, that's for sure. Let me unbox this. See you later. A nice, I don't even know what you call this. It's not velvet, but it's a nice, soft case. Really beautiful. Kind of a purplish blue. That's the front, of course. Here is the back. Man, this is heavy. Got the Flaming Pie logo there and the limited edition down at the bottom. The album cover on the front, of course. Just a very cool set. Let's see. Now, how does it open? Oh, yeah. A nice little book. Holy cow. This is awesome. Awesome, awesome. If you're a Paul McCartney, you got to be a hardcore Paul McCartney fan, I guess I would say, to buy these. You can get just the single disc, the 2-disc versions, very cheap. But this is for your hardcore fans, as you can imagine. So we got a nice big book here. I believe this holds all the CDs and everything. Nope, this is the actual 128-page book. So some album artwork. Some more album artwork. And you got the side there. It says Flaming Pie. Not going to go page by page, but very nice hard cardboard pages. A nice book. Some artwork and all that kind of stuff. The stuff that was in the liner notes of the album, of course. And then a lot of extra bonuses. But most of these come with a nice heavy-duty book like this. Very, very cool, that is for sure. What do we got next here? Another one. Some more Flaming Pie artwork. And more artwork on the back. What do we got inside? Okay, so this is the disc book that holds all the discs we got here. Many, many discs. As you can see. Very cool. Like I said, I remember running from school. I had a half-hour lunch break, and I sprinted all the way to Musicland, all the way back. Just enough time to get this album. I didn't want to miss out on the deluxe editions and the single CDs that came along with these. As you guys know, I'm a serious music collector, and that's what we did back in the day. Comes with another little booklet in here, so this is a big updated version of the liner notes, all the great studio shots. It's got all the words to all the songs. Just a really cool thing. I love these box sets. These are definitely the definite editions. CDs are getting harder and harder to buy. People aren't carrying them anymore. We talk about it a lot. But things like this is more. It's an experience having this whole box set. This take you hours, take you days to get through these 7 discs, read all the books, read everything in these. Just very cool. Let's see. Let's keep opening here. Let's see. What do we got here? A little thing here. And look at the back. It's like old school 70s, 80s when they used to tie these things up. Say Flaming Pie Corrections, Paul. I mean, it's just cool. You feel, obviously these aren't original. These aren't real, I guess. But they're, mass produced. But just very cool. Just the love that is done in these. Paul McCartney has taken his time remastering these, going through them. So there it is. And just tons of letters. I mean, just many little things like this. Some handwritten lyrics. What do they look like? Just really cool. Just seeing Paul's old handwriting. Obviously, they're copies, like I said. But it looks like he's got all of them. I mean, it's about every single song on here. And his own writing, his riffs, and his notes of when he's doing the words. I won't go through all of these, but there's many, many in here. Just cool pictures. Look at this. Obviously, Paul was sitting down. So, I'm going to draw a picture. I don't know. Crazy. So it's just artwork, stuff like that. There's the Flaming Pie pick, Paul McCartney. Flaming Pie logo on the pick came with it. What's this? The weather Flaming. This is a little fan magazine. You know, there used to be a Motorhead, like a monthly Motorhead letter. There was Paul McCartney, all these fan clubs for all these bands and stuff. Some of them still go on, but they're all via digital. But there was nothing cooler than like the Motorhead fan club. I'd get a new magazine like every quarter for the Motorhead bangers. It would say what's going on with Motorhead. It was just a cool group. It doesn't exist anymore, except in our hearts. But a cool little paper, something to read through. Just a lot of cool stuff. I mean, you could really look at this stuff for days. I just love that they use the same stuff, like, you know, the pink paper it was written on. Doing that same thing. And then what's this little songbook it says here? Let's see if I can get this out. Where's this? Huh. Little Polaroid type picture, Hofner bass, the iconic bass, of course. Just it looks like studio notes with a lot of pictures put in. So pictures of the instruments that were used on this. Just a sweet little notebook. You know, a lot of this stuff, like things like this, like reading through. It says, "I Can See the World Tonight." Jeff Lynne used a Telecaster. Jeff Carlson, 330 Blonde amplifier. It's just cool stuff that what was used at the time on each album or each song for the album. It's things like this you probably read once. I don't know if you really read them multiple times. At least I don't. But they're just cool features. Things that are just cool knickknacks. A nice hard book. I mean, I love stuff like this. If you guys haven't guessed by now, that's for sure. And it looks like the last thing here. What do we got? In this little envelope. I mean, there's just stuff for days in this unboxing here. Okay, the club sandwiches. This is Paul McCartney's fan club newsletter back in the day. Club Sandwich. I was not a member. It was a lot more expensive. Obviously, I was a young teenager, so I wasn't in the Club Sandwich. Actually, it started before I was born, I believe. But it was very expensive to get shipped out overseas. But a very, very cool. I believe you can get all these online now. I think there's a digital Club Sandwich you can get from. So that is very cool. But it's just a magazine, you know, like a quarterly, yearly magazine, whatever, depending on the artist. A very, very cool thing. But this is definitely going to take some time to get through this this whole box of stuff. Reading all this stuff, listening to this. I love the DVD, the World Tonight DVD. There's a lot, back in the 80s, take yourself back, there was tons of VHS tapes. Usually a new album would come out from an artist like Paul McCartney. There would be a VHS tape to go with some live songs, music videos, interviews, and all these Paul McCartney box sets have those in there transferred to DVD. I think that is really cool. It's saving all that footage. There's so many 80s concert videos and stuff like that they put into these deluxe box sets. Metallica does a very similar thing with their reissue box sets. So I always say the Metallica and the Paul McCartney box sets are the best box sets in the business. And the Paul McCartney ones has all the VHS tapes that are long out of print. Nobody really has VCRs anymore. There's bad quality versions on YouTube and stuff like that, but it's nice to get a nice DVD cleaned up edition. And you can see what's going on in Paul's world. I remember he did tons of promotion for this album back in '96. He was on Oprah, he was on David Letterman, he was on Jay Leno. He was everywhere with this. Coming off the success, like I said, of the Beatles anthology. So this Flame Pie album is near and dear to my heart. This is the height of my Beatles love back in '96, and like I said, my favorite Paul McCartney album, right up there with Wings Back to the Egg, a sleeper album. It probably all depends, like any artist, where did you get into that artist, and where did you really fall in love with that artist? That's probably your favorite. Like I said, I got into Paul McCartney 2 albums before this with Flowers in the Dirt, which is another deluxe edition in this series. I can't wait to find out what is next for this. I did say, you know, very heavy price point on these. These aren't for everyone, but these are something that will really hold your value, and if you're a hardcore Paul McCartney fan, you have to have this in your collection. There's no doubt about that in my book. So there it is, the Flaming Pie Deluxe box set. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. A little something different, a little bonus video for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the Flaming Pie, a little retrospective, very quick, 10 minutes here we did on this. You guys tell me in the comments, are you a Paul McCartney fan? I know the majority of you guys are just like me. You love your heavy metal, but I think there's some of those metalheads out there that also respect the Beatles or into the Beatles or were really heavily influenced by the Beatles one way or the other. But leave me a comment below. Don't forget to like the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We'll do some of these music unboxings as we go. We'll have Motorhead box set later this year, hopefully, and a few other things, and a nice couple of surprises here and there. But that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, I'll see you guys all real soon.